Jose Medina takes on Ryan Gandra this Saturday at UFC Fight Night, Mexico City. And I feel like the UFC is trying to build Ryan Gandra, giving him Jose Medina the same way that they gave Jose Medina to Atiba Gautier, who continues to get fed winnable matchups. But Jose Medina got a chance on the Dana White's Contender Series, had like a 6-fight winning streak on the regional scene, not against really anybody of note. Lost a decision to Magomed Gaziazulov, which in hindsight I don't really rate considering his performance in his last time out against Bruno Lopez. Went to a decision with Zach Reese, taking a lot of damage, so it's just kind of Jose Medina, tough guy, good chin, hard to get out of there at that point in his career. Kind of just a tough brawler who likes to scrap, doesn't have the best takedown defense, 27% takedown defense. And then he gets put in there with Atiba Gautier, and you're wondering, will his durability, his cardio, his ability to take a punch really carry him through? And that was not the case. He gets his chin cracked, gets put out of there by a knee, and then gets back in there against Dusko Todorovic, who gets him to the ground and gets the rear naked choke. So on a 4-fight losing streak right now, 2 by finish, 1 by brutal KO, taken on a guy in Ryan Gandra, who started out as a judoka, started in judo, transitioned to jiu-jitsu, and now doing MMA. He's shown really good striking as well, but does have a grappling base. Brazilian judo national champion. He did fight at heavyweight as well, made his Dana White's Contender Series fight, that debut, I guess you could call it, at light heavyweight against a guy Trent Miller, who's much smaller than him too, but now he's dropped into middleweight too. So high pressure guy, heavy striking, really intense offense, was really pouring it on Trent Miller in that fight. Not sure if he could be able to keep up that pace for a long time if it does go into the second round or the third round, so that's something to note, as well as will his cardio keep up as he continues to drop weight classes and the weight cut gets a little bit more intense. But I'm going to go with Ryan Gandra in this one to chin Jose Medina. I think that he could also get him to the ground if needed. If he's blasting Jose Medina the way that he was Trent Miller, but can't get him out of there, has to resort to working in the wrestling for a break, or just because he feels like he can't finish him on the feet. Jose Medina is there to get taken down, like I said earlier. 27% takedown defense. Zach Reese got him down 5 times. Gaziazulov got him down 6 times. Dusko got him down twice in 1 round, got the rear naked choke. So just a lot of holes in Jose Medina's game. And it's difficult to pick somebody like that who's been finished in his last 2 fights on a 4-fight losing streak. The best thing to his credit is his ability to wear damage and continue to push forward. It's not very indicative of a successful career in the UFC, just being tough. You got to have technical ability, and that's what I see in Ryan Gandra. I'm curious to see what he looks like at 185 pounds. His Dana White's Contender Series fight, he was carrying a little extra weight around the midsection. So curious to see what he looks like, dropping another 20 pounds. He's 6'1", so I think this is the right weight class for him, but a lot of finishing potential from this guy. Been to a decision twice, does have submission ability. He's got 3 submissions on his record. I think the rest are KOs. And I think he's going to get out there early against Jose Medina and chin him and get him out of there. I really do. I don't trust Jose Medina at this point. Not a lot of momentum, not a lot of skill. The chin's been cracked. We know it can be cracked now. And older guy, 34 years old. Gandra, 30 years old, still in his prime. Fights with I think he fights with Paulo Costa, the Costa brothers at their gym. And has 1 loss by KO back in the day to a guy who was 2-1-1 at the time. But, it's good to get that first loss out of the way early in your career. But since then, been on an absolute run, fought in LFA. So, fought some decent guys, 4-0s, 13-4s. And Trent Miller was a decent guy as well. So, I think he'll get past Jose Medina, but still curious to kind of see what he looks like against better competition. Kind of reminds me of Adolfo Bellato when he first started out in his career. Just the way that he fights, his aggressiveness and things like that. But I'm going to go with Ryan Gandra. I imagine he's a pretty sizable favorite in this one. Minus 550. Yeah, minus 550 favorite over Jose Medina. That makes sense. He was minus 550 over Trent Miller. Got the first round KO. So I'm going to go with Ryan Gandra. Get this one done by first round KO. Jose Medina has been finished his last 2 fights in the first round as well. So going to go with Ryan Gandra, first round KO. Thanks.